You shouldn't take success advice from Richard Branson. You shouldn't take success advice from any highly successful person. And there's two reasons. The two reasons are related to each other. The first reason is they were lucky. And the second reason is what works for them won't work for you. Let's look at luck. Michael Lewis, the author of Moneyball and The Big Short, says that successful people don't like to acknowledge the effect of luck on their career. But more importantly, the world, the rest of us, don't want to acknowledge that either. Why is that? In 1972, Richard Branson started his own record label, Virgin Records. He had no business, he had no artists, but he used to let struggling artists lease his studio. And the first release of Virgin Records was Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells. It's the tune playing in the background right now. Didn't do very well, except a little while later it was picked up as the theme tune for the smash movie The Exorcist. Tubular Bells had unbelievable success. It became the third largest selling album of the 1970s, and it propelled Virgin Records into stardom. It was a one-hit wonder. Mike Oldfield never had another hit. It's a quirky, funny song. It's an anomaly. It's luck. It's luck. Okay, let's look in detail about why what works for successful people won't work for you. To do that, we need to understand a special curve. It's called the Pareto curve. Now, most people are familiar with the normal distribution. Now, the normal distribution is what we think applies to success and failure. We think that successful people are talented in some dimension, intelligence, entrepreneurship, whatever, and that if we could just learn that talented thing with a bit of hard work, we would be successful. And we're wrong. This isn't the curve to understand. The curve to understand is this curve, the Pareto curve. The easiest way to understand the Pareto curve is the game of Monopoly. So Monopoly, we start off with a number of players. It's a board game. You all start with the same wealth, and you buy and sell properties as you go around the board, and there's some chance involved. And what happens over time is some people get poorer and some get richer until ultimately the winner takes everything. And that is a perfectly natural thing. It happens in nature, it happens everywhere in business, and you need to understand that, like in Monopoly, good and bad fortune, we call that luck, plays a huge amount in the process. If you lose at the game of Monopoly, you don't think, wow, what special character did that person who won have? You don't think that. You think, let's play again. I'll probably win the next one, and you'll be right. So what happens when someone gets on that uphill slope of the Pareto curve? I call that position, that top position, a name in a place. You become a name in a place. And it's a very special position in business. Richard Branson has the name entrepreneurship, and the place is the whole planet. That is a massive business area. He owns that name in that place. Google is the name in the place of search. They have 70% of the search market. They probably have nearly 100% of the profits. Microsoft's second, everyone else nowhere. Pure Pareto curve. So you need to understand how strong the Pareto effect is in your business. Is it like the rock star index with Paul McCartney up here and all the other rock stars making no money down here? Or is it more like, say, dentists, where some might in a big city might make 2 or 3 times their country peers? But every business, every market, there's a Pareto effect, and someone is the name in that place, in that marketplace. You can calculate it for yourself. Simply find out for what you do, who is the wealthiest, who makes the most, look at their profit, if you can, or just their income, and compare it to the average of, let's say, the 50% people, the people who are sort of average in your business. If you get a factor of times 10, that's pretty normal. If you get a factor of 100, 1,000, 10,000, as happens in internet companies, in music business, then you're looking at an unconstrained Pareto situation. There's no taxing, there's no regulation to control that, and the winner takes everything. So it's estimated that the top 9 wealthiest individuals on this planet have more wealth than the bottom 4 billion people. Pure Pareto. That's the Pareto effect. So what does it mean for you, and who should you take advice from? Well, the first thing to understand is that everyone from this line this way, high on the Pareto curve, those people, all strategies work. Everything they try to do works. The business comes to them. Everyone on this side, the rest of us in most of our markets, no strategy is great. Every strategy needs to be trying to become a name in a place. So who should you take advice from? You should take advice from people who have proven themselves to repeatedly get people like you from down here up there. That's it. Don't take advice from anybody else, because those people, any strategy works. I'll take a simple example in B2B sales. There are plenty of people up here that tell you that cold calling doesn't work and just make some great content and the business will come to you. Well, that's fine for them. The business comes to them anyway. If you're down here, you need to go out and get the business. You'll probably have to cold call. Should Richard Branson decide to cold call, by the way, he would just cold call Donald Trump and Donald Trump would take his call. Everything works for these guys. Down here, you have to be proactive. You have to be finding your place and becoming a name in that place. That's the only thing that will work for you. You've got to go out and get that place. Up there, it comes to them. So I'll repeat it. You shouldn't take success advice from Richard Branson or any highly successful person, because they were lucky. You probably won't be lucky like them. And what works for them won't work for you. Something to think about. Let me know what your Pareto index is. Tell me in the comments. See if you can calculate the Pareto index for your company.